Sometimes when you click the live button, it doesn't let you start talking right away. All right, hey guys, welcome back. Big John here in Alaska. Welcome to my kitchen. My cats are surrounding me because tonight I am going to be eating sardines with my steak. This is a halal ribeye steak I bought at Costco tonight. Well, actually, I didn't buy it at Costco tonight. I bought it in bulk at Costco probably about a week and a half ago, and then I got it all prepared, put in the freezer in Ziploc bags for when I got done my egg fast. But the reason I'm doing this live stream tonight is basically to talk a little bit about what I'm eating after an egg fast. I lost 13.5 pounds with that egg fast, and I only did 4 days of eggs. And then the Friday, I started feeling a little funny, so I did a can of sardines, and then I did 3/4 of a flat of blueberries, and a full flat of blueberries is approximately 4 ounces. So I had about 3 ounces of blueberries. Blueberries are very ketosis safe. They're definitely not on the carnivore diet, but they are a ketosis friendly type food that I like to eat from time to time. And sardines are something I like to add in anyways, because sardines they start ketosis. I mean, if you're wanting to get into ketosis a lot faster, just eat a can of sardines before you do a fast, or you can even eat sardines while you're fasting, and you're going to get into ketosis that much faster. So for me, without sardines, it takes me approximately 2 to 3 days to get in ketosis. If I take a can of sardines before starting a fast for 72 hours, like a 72-hour fast, all of a sudden I'm right in there. So anyways, okay, let's see, what do we got going on here? Not a whole lot in the chat yet. That's fine. So yeah, we're eating a can of sardines. This is my 0-calorie favorite drink now. I put this one in the fridge finally to let it cool off. I don't like just cluttering up the fridge with a whole bunch of pop cans. But let's see, who do we got there? 72 years old, pretty darn high. Wow, that's awesome. Started smoking weed in 1970. Wow, you got an interesting story going on there. Nice. It's not letting me see the whole comment yet, but that's okay. But anyways, this is a 0-calorie. I get this at Costco as well. It's an affordable bubbly type drink. Nothing in it, just carbonation and water, and it's quite delicious. Now, when I was doing my egg fast, this is what I was drinking. But since my egg fast is over, this is what I'll be eating, something similar to this for the next 5 or 6 days. And then when next week comes, I'm going to start something else, try to figure out another type of fast, and see if I can drop some more weight. I think I only have 25 more pounds to go until I hit my goal weight of 235 pounds. And I've been losing weight since May of 2023, and I've been doing it consistently, using my own made up as I went type principles. None of this weight loss journey was planned, by the way. So I was just a fat guy, 435 pounds, struggling at life, just trying to figure out how to lose some weight and keep it off. That was the thing, is keeping the weight off. That's the hardest part. So for me, keeping the weight off works really well with the carnivore diet. I can eat all this food, I'm not going to gain any weight, and I can enjoy my dinner time when I come home every night. Yeah, getting this ribeye steak here. This is the best part right here. Man, it's so delicious. Yeah, there we go. That is perfect. So I popped this in the air fryer at 400 degrees. This particular steak was already thawed, so I cooked it for about 16 minutes. If it was frozen, I would have cooked it a lot longer. So anywhere from 18 to 20 minutes would have gave it a really nice crust. But it cooks the fat right on the ends there. Just makes it so freaking yummy. Hey there, don't do me. Boy, oh, the egg fast. Yeah, I lost 13.5 pounds on that egg fast. It was pretty decent. I didn't think I was going to lose that much, because I haven't lost a big giant chunk of weight like that, and it seems like quite a while. And in the wintertime, I tend to go into a weight loss stall. That's something else I talked about a couple weeks ago. The fact that, I'm probably not going to lose any weight over Christmas, and I didn't. Actually, I gained about 10 pounds over my Christmas holiday, and that's why I wanted to come into the new year doing some sort of egg fast, trying to correct the possible damage I might have done. I don't think I did too much. I didn't go that far off the rails, but I tried a lot of carnivore recipes, and some of those recipes contain dairy, and they did contain, even though they contain dairy, some of that stuff can contain carbs. I think it was the dry milk that I was using to make these carnivore buns. Actually has some carbs in there. So, but you know, a little bit of carbs has never made me gain a whole bunch of weight. I mean, it was just a perpetual, a little bit of this, a little bit of that over the Christmas holidays. Eventually, at the end of that whole week, it adds up over time. Oh. So this is, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but this steak here, I got to get the full details on it next time before I do another stream. But it's a halal ribeye, and it comes in a big bulk. It's actually a little bit cheaper than Costco's ribeye. The steaks are a little bit smaller, you know, in size, but they taste so good. There's the texture of this steak is so different than the Costco steak. But yeah, we're gonna get these sardines down the hatch. I'm gonna start working on this steak and see what you guys are doing. Hey there, William. Actually, when you're doing the carnivore diet and you're eating fatty red meats or a little bit of reindeer sausage, I can pretty much eat as much of this as I want, and I'm not going to be gaining any weight for some reason. I put that to the test because I'm a binge eater, and I just keep losing weight. So if I focus like only on ribeye steaks, I can eat 2 or 3 ribeye steaks in a night and be just fine. Now, if I start eating other stuff, possibly carnivore related, like cheese, I haven't gained any weight eating eggs. If I eat pork or chicken or a turkey, I can gain weight eating those things, or my weight will just lock up right there. That happens for a lot of people, I've been finding out. So, you know, it's just one of those things. You got to watch what you're intaking as far as protein versus fat. So if I have a lot more fat on a piece of meat, or if I eat just dark turkey, you know, the dark meat, I don't tend to lock up near as bad. But if I eat any part of the breast meat of a turkey or a chicken, yeah, I tend to slow down considerably on my weight loss for the week. So one of my weight loss secrets is I use a 5-day principle. Anybody can do 5 days of anything, right? I just focus on something for an entire 5 days. So I might do a 5-day water fast. Something else I've done in the past is a 5-day sardine fast. These are hard to do for 5 days. Nothing but sardines. Guaranteed weight loss, by the way. If you want to lose weight, eat sardines. And only sardines. Do that for even 2 to 3 days. You're going to see dramatic weight loss in 2 to 3 days of just eating sardines. You can eat as many or as little as you want. It's pretty hard to overeat sardines, I found out. And I'm a binge eater. I can eat a lot of everything. Doesn't matter. You put it in front of me, and chances are it will disappear. That's how I became morbidly obese in the first place. But now I figured out how to eat food and lose weight. And that's the hardest part, is figuring out what to eat, when to eat, and stuff like that. So, yeah, portion control does have a little bit to do with this whole situation, but I could eat 2 or 3 plates just like this. Ribeye steak, reindeer sausage, sardines. I'm not going to gain weight eating this. And that's what I love about it, because I can just eat as much as I want. And since I buy my meat in bulk, I'm making it affordable. And I'm also looking into other affordable meat options to hopefully share with you guys in the near future. But I have a lot of these steaks in the freezer. And unfortunately, this other option is going to bring in some ridiculous amount of meat. And then I have to mess with it and see if I can cook this meat and make it the way I like it. And other people might like it too. Oh, yeah. I got my cat sitting over here. She's always begging. Hi. Say hi to everybody. Hey there, how you doing? Who is that? Apple 231. Nice to see you in there. Do you eat the sardines with the bones in? Absolutely. The spines are amazing. They're full of calcium, a lot of nutrition in the bones. Fish bones in general have the highest concentration of calcium I think I can find because I don't do dairy as much. I mean, I do a little bit of butter, a little tiny bit of cheese once in a while, but I don't drink milk or cream or anything like that. So I get the majority of my calcium, through the meats I'm eating. And fish is a great place to get a lot of calcium. Shellfish is where I get a lot of my iodine from. So if I eat shrimp, wow, you pushy. Hold on. Come here. Come on. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to eat it if you don't. All right, we've done this before. You're not eating it off the plate. You can eat it off the fork. Come on. Just licking the olive oil off. These are pretty decent sardines. I'm eating it. Go away. You sit there. I'll cut you off a piece of fat. So she sits here and she begs for fat. Now I gotta find a piece of fat. That's not a piece of fat. That's a lot of meat in there. Okay, hold on. I'm getting there. She's licking her chops. All right. You guys want to see what I feed my cats? Especially this one. She's the beggar. She'll take this one right off the fork. She's going to run off with it and she's going to piss off in a corner for a while. Now she's a happy kitty. All right, bro, you need to get your cat off that table. What for? That's my table. I don't have to do anything. But I love you there, Raven. Let's see, who else we got in there? Drink some almond milk. Ooh, that is horrible. Almonds are super high in oxalates. And oxalates are not your friend. Yeah, almonds don't make milk. Cows make milk, humans make milk. Whatever you can squeeze out of an almond is not a good idea. I used to be that type of person that I'd have almond milk from time to time. I never knew why I was sick all the time. I never knew I was chronically sick. I also did the vegan diet for a little while. I was always sick. I did not like that. I only did it for 7 months. That was long enough. And the people that were doing the vegan diet at that time, people I knew personally in my life, never felt good. They were always cranky. They were always in a bad mood. They couldn't hold an intelligent conversation to save their life. Now, I know there's some out there that can, but this crowd could not. Oh, I'm sorry. She came back for more. Hold on. Come on. Come get it. Yeah, almonds are not good news. And I used to eat a lot of raw, was it raw? No, it wasn't raw. Because if you eat raw nuts, I mean, there's a reason why they're dry roasted. They're actually poisonous. I mean, cashews, they're close relative to poison ivy. I mean, I used to eat cashews, by the bucket loads. Then I never understood why I was sick and I had a lot of blotchiness on my face and sometimes I get a random rash. And I always thought it was some other outside element, but a lot of it was the food I was eating. I blame it on an environmental type situation, like, oh, I must have mold in the house or something. I gotta go, check for mold. Oh, plant burgers aren't even burgers. Those things are horrible for you. For one, even the vegans know to stay away from overly processed foods. Plant burgers are just an abomination of something that they wish they could have, which is an actual burger made out of meat. Why else would they make it? It made no sense. The whole vegan diet did not make any sense. Tofu on occasion wasn't that bad, but it had to be cooked just right. Didn't really have any nutritional value in there. Although I did enjoy eating it from time to time. But tofu is something, if I should ever happen to have it again, it's going to be in very small quantities. Yeah, impossible meat is horrible stuff. There's a reason why it's called impossible meat. It's impossible to recreate what an animal can do with a bunch of plant proteins. You get so much more nutrition in a steak than you could ever get in an impossible burger. I mean, now most of that nutrition that's in an impossible burger, if you can call it that, it's just like, it's pretty bad. But most of that nutrition in an impossible burger isn't even bioavailable to the person consuming it. So it's like, okay, why? Why? I mean, just because bananas have potassium, how much of that potassium do you actually absorb and use out of the banana? You know, because for one, it's going to spike your blood sugar a little bit. And I still eat bananas from time to time, but I have a little bit of logic behind that. And I'm not eating the banana because I need potassium. And I don't care about the little bit of excess sugar. I just like to eat bananas once in a while because I never got fat eating bananas, is my point. So there are some fruits that I will eat on the carnivore diet, even though I don't overindulge in fruits. It sure seems that way, Jordan. He says our leaders want us to eat bugs. I've been seeing a lot of bug stuff coming out. You know, a lot of these content creators are making stuff around, you know, bugs being put in this or that. And there's a lot of bugs. There's always been bugs in our food. Especially if you eat pasta. If you eat any kind of pasta or anything made with flour, you're eating some sort of bugs. You eat bread, any sort of processed bread, you're eating some sort of bugs. If you let it sit long enough, the little boogers will hatch. They'll even hatch in a pasta box. Yep, they're always there. I don't usually find bugs in my meat, though. Go figure. Now, fish, this is sardine. Now, fish, almost every fish species out there has some sort of worm. The bigger the fish you catch, the bigger the worms that are usually inside the fish. I mean, I learned that when I was catching halibut down in Homer, Alaska. Because we'd get a bunch of small ones. They call them chickens. I don't know why they call them chickens. They're just small halibut. And then, but when you catch a really, really big one, it's just that. The bigger they are, the bigger the worms that are in there. Now, most salmon species, they got a bunch of worms in there too. You cook the salmon, it kills the worm, and you eat it. Because apparently it can't be that bad for you. All those fish out there have worms in them. I do not eat Cheetos, Jackie. I used to eat them a lot. And, yeah, they were never helpful in my life. Cheeto fingers for one. I don't know how many bags of those I used to eat. But like I said, I was a glutton for food. So I'd go out and buy those variety packs. I might have Doritos, Cheetos, 2 different types of Doritos, maybe some pretzels in there. It wouldn't take me long to go through a box of those. But once you wake up one day and you realize, like, oh, this is a mistake. Because for many years, even when I wasn't eating what I thought was horrible, I was eating really, really poorly. I didn't know it because I didn't know what to eat. You know, for some reason I thought soup, it's one of those like odd things that just doesn't cross the mind. Like soup is unhealthy or soup could make you gain weight. Well, a lot of these overly processed soups, like Progresso, some of the Campbell's soups, and I grew up eating Campbell's chicken noodle soup, and yeah, I thought it was a great thing, but I didn't realize that a lot of the soups that are created now are just a hot mess and just wind up screwing everything up for us. But yeah, it's pretty incredible what happens when you just eat fatty red meat. And I didn't even learn the power of a ribeye steak until I went to Nome, Alaska. And I had a chance to just be totally by myself at work. I had no family that was living in the apartment that I was in up there. I have family all over Nome, Alaska. But I was up there for work, so my work put me up in an apartment. And I had just 100% focus on myself for the entire spell that I was up there. I think I was up there for about a month and a half. And that entire time, every night was a ribeye steak, 2 reindeer sausages, sometimes just 1, and then 2 to 3 eggs. Every single night. I did that for a solid month with no distractions. And I felt just absolutely amazing after doing that. So basically it's beef, butter, bacon, and egg type challenge. And yeah, I came home I was so much lighter. I was lighter on my feet. I was more attentive. I'm more awake all the time. It was great. And I was working like what, 12, 13-hour days up there. And I was waking up extra early, tons of energy, ready to go. And my roommates, they were eating trash food. Like seriously, they had stuff in this apartment, and we're only up there for a short period of time. Didn't know when we were coming home. They had so many groceries, and they were complaining about the price of groceries, and they just kept buying groceries like every other day. It seemed like there was so much just junk food in there, cereal, maybe Pop-Tarts, and just stuff. And they're just watching me eat a steak every night, and they're like, is that all you ever eat? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you want to see pictures of me when I was, a couple of years ago? I said, so if this works to keep me looking a little bit healthier, being a little bit more active, absolutely, this is what I'm going to be doing. My cat's giving me the dirty stare. I think she learned how to read. She knows that there were sardines on the plate. I'm not giving you my sardines. I need these. Guys, sardines in general is like taking a multivitamin. There's so much nutrition in sardines. I mean, it's one of those things that you kind of just have to go Google search for yourself and check out what's in sardines. I'm not a very great guy in memorizing like everything that's in a sardine that's important, but so much good stuff is in these things. Just like eggs. Most people don't even know. So they'll be talking about the carnivore diet and being carb free. They'll freak out over a little bit of carbs, and then I'll see them eat an egg, and I just go, okay. And then they're talking about being 100% sugar free. Well, eggs have a little bit of sugar in them, and they also have a little bit of carbohydrate. And so it's like whatever. It's like just use your own brain, because yeah, it's all researchable. It's all right there. If I ate a Pop-Tart, I'd probably die of the pain now. I saw somebody, they did a thing on the most unhealthiest type foods, and Pop-Tarts, strawberry Pop-Tarts specifically, was on that top of that list. I was like, holy cow. I used to eat those things by the box full. I mean, I didn't really think much of them, and I liked them better before they started frosting them. So I think Pop-Tarts kind of like did us dirty there when they started putting all that high fructose frosting on top of Pop-Tarts. Because I like Pop-Tarts, the original ones. And then they started putting a whole bunch of preservatives in them and making them really weird. Because food, I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember, food used to go bad. So if you bought it in a box, you bought it in a bag, it used to go stale, used to go bad, used to get moldy. Like even a box of Cheez-Its for a period of time would start to go bad. Now you can have a box of Cheez-Its in your pantry and it might last, 6 months before anything weird starts happening to it. Now think about that. If your food is that shelf stable, that it's lasting you 6 months to a year, there's something wrong there. I mean, we shouldn't be stockpiling pre-made goods for that long. Oh, canned oysters are so good. I like oysters in general, Jordan, but canned oysters, fresh oysters, absolutely delicious. I need to find some cod livers. Somebody said they wanted to do a cod liver fast with me, and they were going to send me some cod livers in the mail. I can't remember who that was now, but I was looking forward to doing a cod liver fast. I have yet to find cod livers here in Alaska. I'm sure we have them somewhere. If anybody lives here in Alaska and knows where I can buy cod livers, I'd definitely go down. I would buy a week's worth, and I want to do a cod liver fast. and see how much weight I can lose, because there's so much health and nutrition in cod livers. And they sound, just the word cod liver sounds disgusting. But, you know, after doing several different sardine fasts, several different egg fastings, I did one fast where I ate sardines and eggs in that fast, lost an incredible amount of weight. And then when you do the carnivore diet, you can keep that weight off and still eat a lot of food. This is good stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good steak. I gotta look into exactly what halal means. As far as I know, I thought halal meant just the way they kill the animal is different. It's more humane than a bolt in the head. I'm kind of okay with that. I'm also okay with the fact that it's cheaper than the one, because, you know, just because people eat animals, you know, doesn't mean they like inhumane acts. It means they like to be healthy and eat exactly what the body wants. And you can thrive off this, like only this right here. You're not eating my steak. I gave you some fat already. My poor kitty. Jordan, I like hot peppers. So I found for myself, if I do the hot peppers and I have vinegar, I don't have any problems. I do like even steak, for instance. I'll put cayenne pepper on my steak at times. Cayenne pepper is great for the gut lining. It's great for fixing issues in the gut. If you got ulcers, cayenne pepper surprisingly works really well to help with ulcers. I haven't had ulcers like that, so I don't know the exact science as to why it works or how much you would have to take. But I have heard that cayenne peppers are really, really good for the gut, the inner walls. I've been saving this part of the ribeye out here for last, because that's the most delicious part. I just learned what it was called, and now I can't even think of what it is. I just learned what it was called today. Somebody was talking about it. So that round part that goes over the top of a ribeye has a real specific name to it. You know, you got to be a real meathead to know these things. Dumb Jokes wants to know strangest things I have ever ate. Boy, I've eaten a lot of strange things. Well, muktuk is pretty strange. That's an Alaska native food. That's whale. Fermented fish, never ever will I eat fermented fish again. That's like an Alaska native thing, where they like take fish and like put it in a jar and then put it in the ground. It's I don't know. It's weird. It smells bad. It tastes really, really bad. Some people think it's delicious. No, not for me. I'd rather eat rattlesnake every single day. No, it had a different name than ribeye cap or end cap. I do like beef jerky, although it's incredibly hard to find a really clean beef jerky unless I make it. And here in Alaska, if I make beef jerky all by myself in my house, it typically costs me almost as much as store-bought. So it's just like, I just kind of got away from the beef jerky. So beef sticks, the only beef sticks that I like are either Chomps or Think beef sticks. Now Think, the company Think, they came out with a jalapeno beef stick. I saw that at Costco. I turned it around because Think sells a super clean beef stick. And it's one of my favorites. It's one that I talk about a lot with people that need to snack. If you're a snack head and you can't go to work without something or eating something, yeah, buy beef sticks, eat those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those before you get home. You'll be good. You won't be gaining weight and you'll be doing all right. But now Think came out with a jalapeno beef stick. you flip the package around, you look at the ingredients, and all of a sudden it's just like, just words. It's like, whoa, what happened there? You know, that's not even the same thing. It's like the only thing you should have done differently was add jalapenos. Like, what is all this other stuff? And I had to set it down. I was like, no, I'm not even going to go into that. Ribeye rolled lip. No, it was like he called it like the circum or something like that. Whatever that round part is that just wraps around the tip. Boy, it makes me want to go back through my previously watched stuff. Filet mignon. Yeah, you know, it's so funny. I never gave, before the carnivore diet, I never really gave steaks a second thought. You know, a steak was just like, okay, it's a steak. But until I found out exactly what it does, you know, from experience, you know, from doing it for an extended period of time, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, holy cow, this is just a ribeye steak. And if I'm only eating one meal a day, one ribeye steak, even bought in a single package, you know, at a higher price, is affordable because I'm only eating that meal. So like up in Nome, Alaska, I could buy a 3-pack of ribeye, you know, for like what, $60 or something like that, and which really wasn't too bad. No, it wasn't quite $60, but I had it figured out to where I was eating one meal a day, right around $25 a day in Nome, Alaska. I mean, that's pretty incredible because you go to a restaurant up in Nome, you're spending $50-$60 almost per person. And anymore with the cost of fast food costs more than this steak that I had on my plate. You know, I see people go to Taco Bell, they go to McDonald's, you know, they're spending $30-$40. And that's like for them. And then maybe somebody else they might share with. Spending $30-$40 on nothing food. I mean, it's not good for you. Why? There you go. That's the word right there, Gary. Thank you. It's called this. What do you say? Spinalis. Spinalis. That's the word that I heard today. I can't even say I learned it because I forgot it so fast. Well, when you're talking ribeye steak, technicalities don't matter. When you're talking weight loss, technicalities don't matter because it's so incredibly simple to lose weight. I mean, I was just a fat 435-pound truck driver. And I just all of a sudden figured out how to lose weight. Like 50 years old, it just turned into an epiphany. And I was like, okay, people don't know this. Why don't we know this? Why haven't any of my health coaches, my physicians, or anybody started talking about things like ketosis, autophagy, basic fasting practices, foods you can eat that are totally safe, like steak. I mean, totally safe. Just eat steak. Don't put any sauce on it. And you can, if you're only eating this type of food, you can salt the heck out of it. No doubt. No problems. Both sides of this steak were just covered in salt. And the salt is what makes the steak taste good. Well, actually, steak, as long as you put a good sear on it, it tastes really good anyway. But the salt is what makes all the juices in the plate taste good. So when a steak is nice and juicy and it's salted correctly, this juice on the plate is kind of like your A1 steak sauce. It has that, kind of holds that value. Oh, you can hear my kitty purring? Hey, they can hear you purring. Yeah, she's like right next to the camera. Well, how do you... I like my steak cooked medium rare, sometimes rare. Basically, if it can still moo, it's okay with me. But I like to have a good sear. I mean, it doesn't matter what the inside is like, as long as the outside's seared really nice. Yeah, I'm almost done with dinner. What am I going to do after dinner? But these are the kind of meals I'm going to be eating for the rest of this week. I'll check out my weight, this weekend. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I ate ribeye steak all week. Yeah. Well, I've been doing this, the whole ribeye steak thing since I got back from Nome. Mainly because I found out that the ribeye steak itself, it's like eating a ribeye steak is like eating Ozempic, using Ozempic. It's everything in here just works. It works better than Ozempic, I think, because it has the perfect amount of fat, perfect amount of protein. Everything just melds well with the body. The digestive system loves this. So I don't get upset tummy, no acid reflux. I don't have a lot of burping or farting issues. It just doesn't happen when you're eating this way. Even when I eat a bunch of eggs, I don't have a bunch of egg farts or egg burps. It's kind of weird. I don't know why that is. Because before I was doing the carnivore diet, you give me some egg salad, you better leave the room. Better stay away. It was pretty bad. All right, we're going to eat the spinellas. That sounds horrible, spinellas. But it tastes great. It's the best part. That was a piece of bone. Okay, hey, you can have that. My dog can crunch on that. So once in a while when you buy bulk ribeye, you might get a little sliver of bone in there. You just got to be careful. What's so funny, Apples? You hearing the cat? Yeah, she's sitting on it right there. So I got home last night and I couldn't find this particular cat. And I was losing my mind. I'm calling for her. I should have tried catnip. But catnip usually works really well. It's like kitty crack. But I could not find this cat. She popped up like several hours later. Well, I was just so surprised she didn't come. She's usually my buddy in bed. She just comes in there and snuggles up. We watch TV for like 45 minutes before I pass out for the night and go to bed. Well, yeah, I was kind of worried about her because she's the only cat that I like to allow outside. She goes outside, she goes to the bathroom, she comes right back in. Yeah, there's a lot of issues that aren't profitable. That's the one thing that bothers me about the health community itself. Is you got all these health professionals, health coaches, people that have degrees and certificates and this or that. And here I am, just a fat average truck driver that figured out how to lose 174 pounds in less than 2 years with no education around health. I've worked in the healthcare industry, but man, they don't even talk about this stuff. All they want to do is sell pills and get more patients. Get that Medicaid money. When I was dispensing pills, well, delivering, not dispensing, I was delivering pills to patients, as a mobile person that used to drive around delivering people's medications. It was just staggering the amount of pills these people were getting every month. Some of them would get like this big brown paper lunch bag, like this big, just full of pills. Those pills have to go somewhere in your body. Okay? They don't just get eaten and go to where they're supposed to go. All those pills and medications, they go to every single part of your body. Your brain, your eyes, your organs, your pancreas, your kidneys, liver, large intestine, small intestine, colon. Hey, get out of the way. But my point is that a lot of these pills, they don't leave your body. They go in there and then they wind up clogging up your filter organs. And then you need to take more pills to cure the pain. Then all of a sudden you're addicted to pills because of something you were prescribed. And most of the medications that have ever been prescribed to me didn't do anything. Right? Antibiotics, okay, I'll give it that. Antibiotics usually helped. At least I think it did. Aspirin has never helped me. Tylenol, Advil. I see people popping those things like Tic Tacs. It's like, whoa, dude. You know, that is what destroys the gut lining. That is what destroys all the good bacteria in your gut when you start popping those pills like that. I mean, those are the people that are going to end up with colorectal cancer. And then they'll be like, oh, well, it was because of this or that. Well, no, it was because you were abusing basic medicine. And that's the most basic of medicine. That's not even the prescription stuff. You know, I think people have this weird idea that just because it's for a headache, it's okay to take a lot of it. Like, or, oh, I feel a little pain, let's take another Tylenol. You can only do that for so long. And then after time, some of these people that overdo Tylenol and stuff like that, they wind up puking up blood, coughing up blood. It's not a cool thing. Silence speaks louder than revenge. Okay. The dog has been loving the carnivore diet as well. Yeah, I mean, if you can afford to feed your dog raw meat, or even slightly cooked meat, or the fat, dogs thrive on that. My dog was about ready, well, she was acting like she was about ready to die not long ago. And every night I feed her some of the fat off my steaks. Like this one right here. Here. Want this bite? Come. 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 You hungry? Come get it. Oh, speak. Speak. Come on. Come on. You want it? Okay. Here. Here, here. Ow. She'll bite my finger off if I'm not careful. She can't, I don't think she can see very well anymore. She got me good one night, totally by accident. I was just trying to feed her a snack, and she was like, oh. I was like, ow. And you can tell when she feels bad. My dog is a deerhead Chihuahua. Oh, that's pretty cool. I used to see my parents take so much meds. Yeah, the medication is like, it's like they start prescribing it like wish away. If you take this symptom will go away. You take this will be better. Well, what happens when nothing gets better, and then they prescribe another concoction and then another one, and they just keep prescribing stuff they don't talk to us anymore really that much about health and nutrition, you know, because when you start eating something like the carnivore diet, all of that stuff starts going away for people. I mean, I'm hearing testimonies every day about people that had type 2 diabetes, reversing their type 2 diabetes, people with anxiety, depression, like me, people that are gluttons, like to eat a lot of food and binge eat. This helps us control our binge eating. I mean, you can binge eat on this stuff all you want, and you're going to be fine. And that's the one thing I love about it. And then after a while, you just start to learn how much your body wants, because you just hear the signals better. Because you're not adding in a bunch of stuff, you know, from other outside sources that are just screwing up the profile of your body. Hold on. Hi, my cat. SK is from Miami. Hello from Miami. I am in Anchorage, Alaska. Pit bulls are fun. Chihuahuas are kind of cool too. The only problem I have with Chihuahuas is I'm a big guy and I tend to step backwards a lot. And if I had a Chihuahua, I'd probably have a lot of vet bills. Because these cats, they get it once in a while. I mean, I couldn't imagine being one of my cats when I was 435 pounds. Because I remember I was really clumsy on my feet. My feet were swollen. They hurt all the time. And I don't know how many times I stepped backwards on my cats. I thought they were like hurt, like really hurt. And so far, they've never gotten injured. But man, they sure sound like they got injured. The egg fast that I did was it was set up for 5 days. That's what I was planning on. I wound up doing 4. And I'm talking to Luke here, and it was I started feeling weird around day 4. Now I didn't know if it was a histamine response, allergic reaction to the eggs, because some people have been known to have allergic responses to eggs. It also could have been a detoxing. You know, my body was detoxing from whatever I ate over the Christmas holidays, because I did go a little bit off the rails. It's Christmas. You're supposed to enjoy your holidays. Do what you want, just be careful, and then come back to what you know that works. And if the carnivore diet works for you, yeah, just get right on it. Get right on back to doing what makes you feel good. And the carnivore diet makes me feel absolutely fabulous. I know you. All right. I'm still hungry. I'm not sure. Huh. Let's see. I'll put my air fryer thingy away. 4 isn't bad. I felt great at 3 because I've done many other 5-day egg fasts or some variation of an egg fast, and that worked out pretty well. We're going to take a walk. We're going to go further into my humble home. I live in a 1975 trailer home here in Anchorage, Alaska. This is pretty old. So, yeah. My kids put up all these Christmas lights. I'm trying to find the light switch. Oh, there we go. Hi. I missed you guys. So I have a freezer in my room. Doesn't everybody in Alaska? They got a freezer in their bedroom. And I'm trying to find a bag of shrimp. I'm trying. Haha. You guys want to make shrimp with me tonight? Oh wait, Gary says I'm off of 10 meds, doing carnivore, feeling great. That is amazing, Gary. And congratulations on your starting your egg fast. I think that was you, right, Gary? You said you were starting an egg fast. Did you put... No, I don't have a wood stove in my trailer. I live in Anchorage and we have pretty reliable utilities here. So the house is fueled off of natural gas, which is really affordable. When I lived out in Wasilla, we didn't have natural gas, so I had to use heating oil, which was very expensive at the time. And yeah, I did have a wood stove out there. I still would love to have a wood stove. But this trailer here would go up like 2 seconds. You'd be gone. Well, most trailers would, I guess. But this trailer, I don't know. Because my trailer out in Wasilla, I had a really big entryway built. And that was specifically sheetrocked and plywood floors and sheetrocked roof. I built it specifically so I could have a wood stove in the Arctic entry. And that thing would get so blazing hot, it would make the house like 90 degrees when it was minus 30 outside at times. It was so nice. We're going to make some shrimp here in just a second. Now, the last time I made shrimp, I had to feed most of it, gave most of it to my wife because I made it too hot. All right. We're going to grab one of my favorite cheap Walmart pans. If you guys don't know anything about these, I mean, they don't look pretty. Caro, whatever they are, they're sold at Walmart. Super inexpensive pans. Nothing sticks to these things. I damaged that one. That was probably my fault. But yeah. Thanks, Apple. I have a friend in Anchorage that heats his home. Stove only. Yeah, I would love to have a wood stove. All right, I need to get some stuff moved around. So yeah, we're going to be making shrimp. There we go. All right. Get this thing started. One of these days, we're going to be replacing the stove in here. I want to get a stove that has a really nice broiler. And I want to try you know, broiling steak in the oven. That sounds great. Come on, bag. So one thing I did find out, because people ask all the time, is this, you know, farm-raised shrimp. Well, our Costco here in Alaska, as far as I know, I couldn't find any wild-caught shrimp at our Costco. So we just have farm-raised shrimp. And, you know, I don't care. It's like, all right, well, farm-raised shrimp is better than no shrimp at all. There we go. So this is on high heat, and we're going to cover it up. Just the lid. We're going to let it do its thing. We're going to chase our cats around. That's Gray Bear. Gray Bear! Hi! You guys want some catnip? You can mess with them. You know, you guys want to mess with the cats while we're waiting on the shrimp to heat up? So that's just frozen shrimp in the pan. 2 pounds. It's only costs under $10 for 2 pounds of frozen shrimp at Costco, which is a great deal. Now, some of the other variations of farm-raised shrimp they have there, I don't know what the differences are, but they're all farm-raised. But some of them are like $10, other ones are 12, and then it goes upwards to like $20 for 2 pounds. And yeah, I don't worry about it. If it's farm-raised, I don't care. I'll just shop price at that point. Yeah, well, if you're cooking frozen shrimp, this is just the way I've been doing it for all my life. I mean, I just take frozen shrimp, throw it in a pan, I throw a lid on it, and I turn it up, and it produces a lot of liquid. So all the frozen shrimp I've ever had produce a lot of liquid. Now, if I have really fresh shrimp, like if I went to the deli at the supermarket and I got shrimp that way, those are great for like pan searing and stuff like that. These frozen bags of shrimp, really not so much. I mean, you'd have to thoroughly thaw them out. That's a waste of time for me. So I just do it this way. Here in a little bit, we're going to go like mix them up a little bit, and then we're going to, you know, get them all cooked down until they start to curl up. And then I'm going to add, well, actually, I'm going to drain the water at least once or twice. You got to drain the water out of the pan, which isn't hard. Now, all my lids are slightly oversized. I don't have any lids that fit these particular pans exactly. I don't even know if they sell lids that fit these pans perfectly. But all the lids that I have are just a little bit bigger, which works great for when I go to drain. Small man Alaska. Some people are saying that. Actually, a lot of people, because I have a lot of people that have been following me since before I was making weight loss videos. I was really big. I was doing shopping videos on YouTube, which were extremely popular, by the way, and way more popular than anything that I do now. So I kind of have to laugh at it. It's like, wow, you know, I could make a lot of money doing shopping videos here in Alaska because I made them really informational and, you know, relatable type stuff. You know, I was looking at deals and discounts and stuff, but since I don't eat 90% of the stuff that I used to talk about before, it's just, and I don't even promote those foods anymore because it's just trash food. Like when I walk through a supermarket now, it's like I get to ignore 98% of the groceries, like 98%, and I'm just zoned in on like 2% of this. Once in a while there might be a random find, you know, on the carnivore diet, like in the center aisle. But it's really hard to come by. I mean, unless you're shopping for sardines, those are typically in the center aisles. There's a couple basic items that are in the center aisles. Like even, you know, cottage cheese, all that stuff's on the outside rim. And they always taught you to, you know, shop the outside of the store. And that's really true. You know, now I'm shopping the outside of the store more. I might still buy some fruits or basic vegetables, and I'm talking basic vegetables. I no longer eat lettuce or spinach or kale. That stuff's for the trash. Those are for, you know, the rabbits. You typically make the rabbits sick. But rabbits are designed to eat that type of food. I am not designed to eat that type of food, I found out. And I feel much better if I don't eat that type of food. I appreciate that, Apple. Let's see, who else is in there? I wish I had People nip? I don't even know what that means, AK. Let me back up just a little bit here. Yeah, okay. Just checking to see what I missed for the comments here. Is the governor of Alaska a moose, or is that Russian propaganda? Well, that would be Russian propaganda. Okay, can you shout out my kid Monica, but you can say it slowly so she can hear it? Nick's not him. Okay, there. All right, catnip. Oh yeah, catnip. That's right. Let's mess with the kitties. We can do this. All right. I don't have a necessarily a clean bowl. All right, yeah, we do. Watch this. All right, we're gonna get back to the shrimp, I promise. And we're gonna talk more about, losing weight with like no effort at all, because all the weight loss I have had in this weight loss journey was with no exercise, like zero. Like I didn't have to exercise to lose any weight. Oh yeah, there we go. They're gonna smell this. Hold on, watch this. Cats have a really good sense of smell. Come on. You guys know what's up here. Oh, I'm gonna, hold on. See if I can get them going. Hey, what's up, doofus? What's this? You smell that? Oh, I know you do. Oh, here she comes. This is my cat, Gray Bear. She's my favorite kitty. Actually, they're all my favorite. I don't know how to have a favorite kitty. Oh, she's in there munching on her kitty pot. I'm surprised the other ones haven't come running right away. So I got 4 cats total. Oh, this one's coming. Molly's coming now. Can you smell that? Come on. I don't know. Let's go check on the shrimp while these cats get all wired up. All right, so this is what we got going on right now. We're just checking on it right now. Okay. Just getting started. Frozen shrimp. Now, the only utensil I use is just something like this right here. That way when I start moving the shrimp around, I'm not getting a whole bunch of water. And then 2 pounds of shrimp fit in one of these. Go figure. It's just one of my... So when I was a kid, we used to call these a trout. And it's what we used to eat our sugary cereal in. Now as an adult that learns a little bit about something and learned what types of food to eat, I can eat an entire bowl of this even after that dinner. I can eat all this shrimp, by the way. No problems. And I'm not going to be gaining any weight. And I can eat all the shrimp. All right. Cats are meowing. They're getting nuts. I need to move my drink before they start knocking stuff over. It's like a Mexican standoff going here. They're like, one's looking at... Oh, Grace took off. She's done. But yeah. But yeah, it's surprising how much I can actually eat and not gain weight. Like yummy, delicious food. Like salty, buttery shrimp. And I'm not gaining weight. That's amazing. But now I think the difference is because that's all I'm eating. It's like steak, reindeer sausage, salty, buttery shrimp. And it just makes everything work. But now when I did my first 5-day water fast, this is how I got my weight loss journey started, is I did a 5-day water fast. And the 5-day water fast taught me so much about how much food we do not require. Don't require all that food. We don't require all the snacks that I thought I needed all the time, because I was always getting into snacks and I thought I was hungry and I was just eating constantly. And then I thought, breakfast, time for breakfast. Let's get up and eat breakfast. And then, lunch. Yeah, let's go have lunch. Well, if I didn't do anything per se that day, what makes you guys believe that you deserve something to eat if you didn't do anything? you're just chilling at the house watching movies or playing on the computer, thumb tagging your phone like crazy. And if you didn't do anything, or if you have an office job, or your only physical activity is literally just get up in the morning and go to the bathroom and sit in a seat of a big truck, what was I doing to deserve calories or to deserve food besides just existing and going to work and making the money to afford all the food that I didn't need? I mean, that idea right there, that ideology just kind of like wrapped in my head when I was doing a 5-day water fast. I was like, holy cow, I haven't eaten any food in 5 days. I lost 30 pounds. And losing big chunks of weight like that is super easy when you're morbidly obese. Now I'm talking, people over 350, up to like 500 pounds. You can lose big, huge chunks of weight. It's not all fat. It's a lot of it's water weight. I gotta stir this stuff up here. Okay, frozen shrimp starting to change colors, and there's still some frozen in there, so I'm just breaking it up. You see all that liquid in there? There's a lot of water in there. That's one of the problems with frozen shrimp, is it creates a lot of liquid. So frozen shrimp, I tried frozen shrimp in the air fryer. Wasn't a fan of it. It wound up sticking a lot, so I wound up losing some of the shrimp. Didn't do what I was wanting it to do. Alright, so I'm going to try to level that out a little bit. That way the shrimp that's not turning pink will start turning pink here in just a little bit. Then I can start and get that drained off, and then I can start adding in some stuff. Well, you guys don't want to be psycho? You guys are eating like all the kitty pot. Catnip. Alright, sorry. Guess the cats don't want to do nothing. We're going to put that over there. They might start acting weird here in a little bit. Never know. Alright. What do we got going on? Hit the like button if you are not a troll. I like that. William, I like that. That's great. Now, the one thing I don't like about these vertical live streams, and I've talked to YouTube about this, is that you guys have to go up here and hit these little 3 dots. I don't know how, camera orientation, how you guys are seeing me, but there's 3 dots up here. You hit those 3 dots, it'll bring you to another screen and show you an option for a like button or whatever there. And then that's how you got to hit the like button. And it's ridiculous. There should be a super easy way for you guys. If you want to hit the like button, great. If you don't, great. Whatever. I mean, it does help me out slightly. Definitely doesn't make me any money. We'll put it that way. All hitting the like button does, and watching somebody's video does for them, is it helps push the video out just a little bit further. And it doesn't even mean that people are going to watch the video. It just means people are going to see it, that it's there. They might just scroll right past it because it might not be something they're interested in, which makes total sense. And these cats are starting to go at it now. You don't like it? That's okay. You don't have to. Or you can double tap the screen. Oh, that's right. Double tapping the screen does work. I tried that. I never understood why that is. But yeah, double tapping the screen works. Oh, I got these goofy little things I can do. What does that mean? Retouch on? What? What does that do? I don't know what that means. Retouch off. So I have this little setting here. I can hit a button and it says retouch on, and I don't know what it means. So YouTube gives us all these little things on the side of the screen that you guys can't see. I don't know what half of these things do. I have a mic button on and off. I can turn my camera forward or backwards. That's a nice option. There's something else here. I'm not sure. We're going to hit this button, and I hope I don't kill my live stream. What does that do? Highlight save to your channel. What? I don't even know what that means. So I just hit a button that probably did something, and actually probably like put something on my channel by accident that I didn't want to, which is fine. Wouldn't be the first time I experimented and something like that accidentally uploaded. But okay. Oh, I got shrimp. My cats are doing their cat thing. Oh. Yeah, Molly's getting into it. This is Dusty, our baby bear. He's tweaking a little bit. He's like, oh my goodness, catnip is great. We love catnip. All right, we're almost ready to start draining some stuff here. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, that's pretty well cooked. So what we're gonna do here is set the camera down right there. I'm gonna point it towards the sink. Now I just leave the oven on while doing this. So I have an oversized lid, and these have these little divots right here. So it's easy to drain with these, cheap Walmart pans. So just put it over the top like that. And we just drain off all the liquid, get it out. It's going to create more liquid. It's amazing how much liquid comes out of frozen shrimp. That's probably the majority of your 2 pounds that just went down the drain right there. Now I could have totally saved that liquid, maybe gave it to the dog or whatnot, but that's not what we're doing here. Okay. So you guys turn around. Now this point right here, you hear it starting to sizzle a little bit. That's kind of what we want. There's still a lot of liquid in there. So this is where I start adding stuff like the cayenne pepper. I'm not going to overdo it with the cayenne pepper this time. I really got heavy on it the other day. Now I have this old tin of paprika from like 1960. I don't know if spices like ever go bad. Do they go bad? I don't care. All right, what else do I want to put on here? I have Redmonds garlic salt in here, but I also have the actual container, which dumps a little bit quicker. So we're putting Redmonds garlic salt on there. You can put garlic on there if you want to. I don't think it's necessary. Now we're just going to stir these in. Get everything all mixed up. Oh, there's another seasoning that I wanted to get on here. Let's go over here to the spice cabinet. Oh, there it is. So I like a little bit of this and a little bit of this. Whatever this tartine is, I like this on shrimp or any seafood. This works good on seafood. I don't know much about the product, if it's good for me or not. It's just one of those seasonings that when it runs out, I am probably never going to buy it again. But I've had it for a long time. And about the only thing I like this seasoning on is shrimp. Or other types of seafood. So there's that. Now right towards the end, I do like to put a little bit of parsley on, just to make it look pretty. Because you know how we are. We just got to make things look pretty. Because when things look pretty, they taste better. Alright. So now that everything's seasoned, that's when I add the butter. Now add as much butter as you want, add as little butter as you want. This is just Kerrygold butter in here. And since I live in Alaska, we can just leave it on the counter. And it never goes bad, which is awesome. So I remember when I lived in Missouri, butter did not do too well in hot, humid weather. Up here it's dry. It's really dry. So we're just going to let that butter melt down, and that's going to create a sauce. It's going to create a nice buttery sauce. And this is seriously all I do to cook frozen shrimp. It's not rocket science. Anybody can do this. You don't have to use cayenne pepper. You can use whatever seasonings you want on your shrimp. But once that butter is all melted down, we're going to start putting this in the bowl. Then we're going to sit down and eat it all. Now, many years ago, I would have thought that this was like really unhealthy, with all this butter and all that salt. but it's actually healthy. I mean, this is how I stay healthy. This is how I lose weight. Is by eating foods like this. And I think the difference is I'm not adding in a lot of bread or nonsense type foods. Okay, I can cut the heat now. That's all done. Now I usually spoon out a bunch of this shrimp before I dump the rest in the bowl. All of this, all the juice and the sauce, this is all going to go in the bowl. But if we try to do that with that much shrimp in there, you're going to have shrimp all over your counter. Your dog will love you, you know, because they're going to give the puppy some snacks. But then I just get to this point. Now I can just dump it all out. Just let all the seasonings work its way down the pan. Then I can just put it right in there. There we go, just like that. Now I'm probably going to need to grab a fork. I'm going to set this on the cat's head, because that's how cats do. They like stuff like that. I put my other fork away already, so we're just going to have to use this fork. Oh, my cat Molly found the shrimp right away. She's like, whoa, shrimp. Now something you could do if you had some Parmesan, you could sprinkle some Parmesan on top of this shrimp. If you wanted a little bit of cheesy flavor, other types of hard cheeses, you know, can kind of help shrimp out a little bit. It really depends on how you want to get in there. Hey, so my cat Taz over here is going crazy. Oh, hi Taz. This is a relative to Gray Bear. This cat has kind of tried to take Gray Bear's spot. So Gray Bear used to cuddle me every night in bed. Now it's this cat that wants to cuddle me when it's time to go to bed. Let's see, you're smoking in that vape. This is, what do they call this? Berry cake. It's about the only one out of the disposables that I can actually use, because all the other ones are like super fruity and like really, really sweet. I don't like it that much. Hi there, Priscilla. I just got done making shrimp. I was like showing people how I was making shrimp. But now I got 2 pounds of shrimp sitting in a bowl. And I should have went over to Priscilla's house tonight because she made brown butter bites. And she said they were amazing. You know, I'm sure. Hey, do you have any left? Doesn't matter if you do or don't. I was wanting to make brown butter bites soon, but I need to really pay attention to somebody else's way of doing it. I'll probably call Priscilla and she'll help me figure out how to make brown butter bites. But I need to go to Michael's. I want to go to Michael's and I want to get a bunch of those silicone candy molds. That way when I'm done, I can kind of like just fill up the candy molds with butter, let it cool in the fridge or freezer, whatever works, and then try that. Oh yeah, could have got dangerous. Shell Bell, howdy John. Yeah, it's nice to see you, Shell Bell. Victoria Orts, I'm having a hard time trying to quit the vape. Well, here's my take on the vape, is that since it does help me stay away from cigarettes, not 100%, but it helps, like when I'm home, you know, I'm not wanting to run outside and smoke a cigarette. Now before, you know, I started, you know, mixing the vapes in the mix, you know, I was outside like every hour. You know, I'd have to go outside, have a cigarette. And yeah, that gets old. Especially when you live in Alaska. It gets, you know how many times I went outside like minus 30 to go smoke a cigarette. And I'm just like, it's cold, everything hurts. But that sauce with the butter, it's all in the bottom of the bowl. So if your shrimp starts to get a little dry, you just kind of churn it up a little bit. And it gets everything mixed in. Makes it all nice and wet with all that yummy butter. And it works good for a dog treat when you're done, because dogs like butter too. Oh, the wife went out to Wasilla. She's out there visiting family tonight. I had chicken livers and shrimp with butter for dinner. Ooh, that sounds good. You had shrimp tonight too. I don't know. I've been craving shrimp the last couple of days. And I'm still taking my iodine supplements, and they seem to be working, but it's hard to tell because the temperature here in Alaska is like really warm. So I started taking iodine, and I think it's B-1 to hopefully help my fingers, because my fingers get really cold. They turn white when it gets cold. And it's not frostbite. It's like Raynaud's syndrome or something silly like that. I love shrimp, not chicken livers. I've never been a big fan of bird livers. Yeah, I don't eat rice anymore. Now, I was so disappointed when I found out, like, I didn't know they were like, the majority of rice is just sugar. I mean, it just turns to sugar in your gut. Yeah, Braden, that's kind of how this is. This is like a Cajun, my version of a Cajun style, shrimp, cayenne pepper, paprika. I just put the parsley flakes on there to give it a little bit of something to look at. I mean, it's better than putting catnip in the bowl, or else these cats would probably hurt me right now. Energizer. I ate beef, chicken, pork, fish. Nothing exotic, rare. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good lifestyle to stick with right there. I do like some pork from time to time, but man, as soon as I start overdoing the pork, I don't feel good. And then I feel like I'm not losing weight, like almost right after I start eating it. I'm just trying to figure out. So this is a weight loss maintenance type week. And since I did that egg fast that I lost 13.5 pounds, yeah, I'm going to gain a little bit of that weight back. After a fast, you're always going to gain some weight back. So I already have that wrapped around my head. So whatever weight I gain back, it's not a big deal. So I look at it this way. Every day under 300 pounds is a winning day for me. So I could gain 20 pounds and I'm still under 300 pounds. I don't care. Yeah, that's kind of how I roll with that type of logic. Because even over the Christmas holidays, I went up to 273, and that was a 10-pound weight gain. So, but then I just lost 13 pounds in an egg fast. So that's even better. Still under 300 pounds. I'm like dangerously close to getting to my goal weight in like the next few weeks if I play this right. That was a big bite. Okay. But so how I like to lose weight is focus on 5 solid days of something. So I'm either focusing on 5 solid days of maintenance type foods, animal fats and proteins, and then I'll do maybe some sort of fast. Fasting, mimicking fasts are super powerful. They work so well for many reasons. For one, you get to eat some food. 2, they keep you in ketosis, and you get to eat some food. Number 3, did I mention you get to eat some food and lose weight like incredibly fast? Why aren't more people doing it that way? That makes no sense to me. My soda's over there. Or I can't even say. I call it a soda because it's like water, but it's got bubbles in it. It's just, I guess, I'm just gonna be stuck calling it soda, carnivore soda, whatever. It's just water with carbs, carbonation. Ha! I don't know why that tastes so delicious. It's just water with bubbles. It's almost like it has a sweet flavor. Seriously, just 0-calorie carbonated water. It actually has like this sweet flavor now. Why is that? Now, back when I was a soda drinker, drinking alcohol and other mixed drinks and stuff, and, you know, kind of crazy coffee concoctions I used to like to buy at the coffee shops, this tasted like trash to me. You give me one of these and I would just like, ugh, gross. But now I'm the exact opposite. It just tastes, it's like all the things that didn't taste good before now taste good. Like sardines never tasted good. Even when I started my first sardine fast, they did not taste good. I did not like them. Also, they were probably like the cheapest Walmart brand sardines you could buy, because I didn't know a lot about sardines at that time. I also didn't realize that there were so many different varieties of sardines, like an insane amount. Like I just met this one sardine lady. She lives down on the peninsula. But I started looking at some of her videos, and she does comparisons of different types of sardines. And I mean, just in the matter of one day of watching a few of her videos about sardines, I was like, man, I learned a lot of stuff, and I didn't have to sit there and stare at the screen, because she had a lot of information just rifling out at you, you know, about her experience or how they tasted or which one was a little bit better, you know, which one was higher quality. And I was like, wow, that is actually kind of interesting stuff. And, you know, now that I like sardines and I've been figuring out my own, you know, favorite sardines, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I would love to have some wild caught shrimp come through here. Now I got a buddy that works just a couple blocks that way at one of the auto lots, and he's a crabber, but he's been spending most of his time up at the cabin snow machine in there right now. But he said the next time he goes out on the crab boat, he's going to bring me back some crab. I said, I don't care, I'll buy it from you, but I can't afford to buy crab. Crab is crazy expensive, like Alaska king crab. The brand of, you're talking about the water here? It's called Talking Rain. I don't know if you can read that. It might be backwards because I'm using the forward-facing camera, but, so I can see the feed. It's called Talking Rain, and it is at Costco. It was pretty affordable compared to some of the other soda waters, but I spent a while looking at all the soda waters they had available there, and this was the only one that had like nothing in it, just carbonation and water. I never understood, you know, why they would make something as simple as, you know, carbonated water and then put a bunch of crap in it when it had no flavor, you know, and all the other brands. That made no sense to me. But there's a lot of things in life that really make no sense to me now, you know, especially since I figured out a few things about just how to lose weight, how to be healthy, and not be a cranky cow all the time. Because before the carnivore diet, like somebody could come in my live stream and say something just foolish, you know, down here in the chat, and it would affect me. Or somebody would make a horrible comment about the fact that you're still fat. Like, I'm bald. Okay, whatever. See, now I don't care. But when I first got my weight loss journey started, I was getting attacked by people that were telling me I was going to balloon up. I was going to gain all the weight back. And I didn't just keep going to despise those people. I kept going because I was trying to get myself healthier. And as a result of focusing all of my efforts for almost the last 2 years on health and nutrition, just for myself, and all I do is I just share the experience when I come out here on YouTube, is I just talk about what happened. And if people want to watch it, great. If they don't, okay, that's great too. But it's funny how many people watch my stuff and they never subscribe to the channel, but they keep coming back. And I know who's subscribed. I can see everybody that's subscribed to my channel. I can go to YouTube Studio and see, I have a list of everybody. And after a while of doing this, you recognize, certain people when they come back. And the ones that comment like all the time, you know who they are after a while. What are you going to do when Russia takes Anchorage? Probably have to learn how to speak Russian. I don't, that doesn't bother me. There's a common misconception there that, a lot of people here in Alaska would be horribly upset about Russia taking over Alaska. Well, a lot of this state is covered in Russians and Ukrainians and a little bit of everybody. But it's one of those things, if our military couldn't defend us, it's like, okay, what are you going to do? You still got to make money. You still got to take care of your family. Yeah, whatever. Do I ever see that coming down the pipes? Nope. I really don't. Is it possible? Absolutely. Could be possible. A lot of things could happen. But I guarantee you, I'd rather speak Russian than try to figure out how to speak Chinese. That would take me a while. Yeah, Braden, I've been all over the lower 48. The only state I have never driven in, driven a large truck in, is Hawaii. I've driven through parts of Mexico, driven all over Canada. I even drove a load of dynamite straight up the middle of the Yukon River one winter. And that was back when the ice road trucker thing was going on up here. And I even asked them, I said, you guys want to come with me and film it? And they said, no, it's too dangerous. So the ice road trucker show didn't want to go up there and go up an actual real ice road up the middle of the Yukon River. It should tell you something right there. Because it's too dangerous. Yep. I tell you what, your butthole tells you exactly how deep the water is. Because they build the ice road. Part of it goes up the middle of the river. But a lot of it like just zigzags and it goes towards these little sandbars. So if you did break through, you were just going to fall like 4 feet in some spots. But when you're out in the middle of the river, I mean, your butt is clenching. Like, oh no. Because you can feel it kind of do this hop thing. That whole dramatic bullcrap they talk about in the ice road truckers about the whole, ice wave. If you meet another truck and the ice waves hit, everything blow, just whatever. Yeah, I've been on the ice roads up in Prudhoe, or up in Capark. Never experienced anything like that. Driven big trucks across lakes. It's like, whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you don't drive stupid. That's just about it. There's nobody out there telling you you have to go 35 or you can't go more than 20 miles an hour. I've never seen that on an ice road. Up there, up north, they do have a speed limit. The speed limit's 35. And that has nothing to do with if the ice is going to break or not. If the ice breaks, your day sucks. Let's see. Are droids allowed in here? I don't know. Are they, John? Did you have any weight loss during the 3-day egg fast? Yeah, I lost about... so it turned out to be a 4-day egg fast for me. Let me see. Who is that? Shell Bell. Okay. Yeah. So it turned out to be about a 4-day egg fast. I was planning on 5. The 5th day, I did save it. I just switched gears because I started feeling funny. And overall, for the week, I lost 13.5 pounds. So that's pretty solid right there. And that was a surprising 13.5 pounds too, because I had no idea that I was even capable of losing big numbers like that at this point. Because a lot of the water weight and the inflammation has been going away. And when you lose big giant chunks of weight like that in 1 week, I mean, a lot of that's going to be water weight. So that means over Christmas, I must have been retaining water for whatever nonsense type food I might have gotten into. So, I mean, that's still 13 pounds comes off all at one whack. That feels good. I mean, probably gonna frame cat hair around, but I mean, this is 25 pounds right now, and yeah, 13 pounds isn't too far off of this. But yeah, you set this down, you got rid of a lot of weight. Those are my little baby dumbbells that I have hiding under my table for when I get bored. I'll just sit here in my chair. And I just started doing that when I started the egg fast. Try to work on my little baby guns. I mean, they used to be huge. And then these forearms. I mean, these forearms are about as big as somebody's head. So that's my forearm. That's about that big. And then, yeah, that's about as big as my head. That's how big my forearms are. That's the one thing I've always loved the size of my forearms. Now, if I want to improve my forearms, I just take a trucking strap, you know, the kind of strap that you would throw over a load, and I'll just take that strap and I'll throw it, and then I'll bring it back, and then you just wind it up. This motion right here of winding up a trucking strap works out these right here. Like, okay, if there's an easy way to do something, you usually ask the fattest guy. You know, that's how I learned how to do flatbed stuff, is I found the fattest guy when I worked for Carlisle. And I think his name was Keith. But anyways, he's probably no longer on the face of this earth anymore. He wasn't very healthy. He looked kind of like Santa Claus. Really, really nice guy. Tons of information. But he was not healthy. He was overweight. And my thought process at that time was, okay, the fat guy has been doing it easy his whole life, so he knows the easiest way to tie down flatbeds, you know, because that's what he was doing. So he taught me everything he knew about tying down flatbed loads. So I learned all the easy ways, easy tricks on how to do things. So I didn't really have to struggle at that. I've been good at tying flatbeds down, you know, since that point. And then I've always had that theory, you know, okay, you ask the fattest guy in the room how to do stuff. Well, I was one of the fattest guys. I figured out how to lose weight. I figured out how to lose weight the easy way because I've been doing it easy for so much of my life. And that's kind of where I fall in there. It's like, okay, yeah, losing weight with little to no exercise is totally possible. Hey, I'm doing good there, meathead. It's nice to see you. Yeah, well, I made some shrimp. I made 2 pounds of shrimp. I'm going to eat this. That's after eating a ribeye steak and reindeer sausage and a can of shrimp. No, a can of sardines. The sardines were good. They really hit the spot. Seven-day a week. Yep, that is, I had 2 pounds of shrimp in this bowl. And pretty soon I'm going to have nothing. Oh, you're looking at raising chickens soon? Chickens are fun. Now, if you can raise chickens, if you can raise them from chicks, get the little tiny chicks, get yourself a brooder box and set them up, then you get to really know your birds. You're going to lose some, unfortunately. That's just part of owning chickens and raising them from little ones. Well, you'll get a lot more satisfaction out of watching them, you know, grow up and then get to the point where they start hopping out of the brooder box. Yeah, good times. I had a lot of fun raising chickens, and they're therapeutic. I mean, it's like owning cats, but I spent so much time outside with my birds, and I was always doing something new with their environment, trying to help them out, you know, looking them over, you know, for bugs or ticks or, you know, those stupid little red mites that get underneath their skin. It's like, those things are a pain in the butt. The shrimp I do buy frozen. We don't have many fresh shrimp options here. I mean, I know we live in Alaska, but there's not a whole lot of fresh shrimp options here that are affordable. And I buy my shrimp at Costco. And I was looking for wild caught, possibly fine frozen wild caught shrimp at Costco. I didn't see any options available. Everything that was there was farm raised. Like everything that I could see was farm raised. I might have missed something. That's a possibility. But I was also looking at this one mixed bag of seafood. It had like shrimp, scallops, and something else in there, but it was pretty expensive. I was like, man, I don't really want I don't want to spend that kind of money. Because even though I'm making more money now, because there was a point in my weight loss journey where we were broke. My wife was working DoorDash and Instacart to keep us afloat. I was just barely making money hauling snow. Yeah, we were having a hard time for a while. Now everything's going good. I'm getting job offers every day. It's like boom, boom, boom. I mean, if this job right here were just to fold up, or I do something that got me fired, I have so many opportunities just lined out. Just one phone call. Hey, can I go to work? Okay. Come get in your truck. Now, not all of those jobs are perfect jobs. I mean, some of them would be jobs I don't want to do. I'm a very picky truck driver. I mean, after 2 decades of driving trucks, 2 decades of driving trucks safely, yeah, I can pretty much go anywhere I want and do whatever I want when it comes to, truck driving field. I did not like the windstorm. So my little entryway out here is kind of built like almost like a greenhouse. So it's got that clear plastic, that wavy plastic. We had a couple gusts that came in there, and it was just like the whole room looked like it ballooned up for a second. I thought it was going to fly off. But thankfully, it didn't do any damage to the house. It didn't rip our roof off. Some people had a hard time with it. Yeah, I've done a lot of work, Victoria, to get to this point. I mean, it's not like I worked hard to get to this point. I just paid attention to myself. I was listening to the signals. I was trying to learn more, and I think that's where a lot of the weight loss comes from. It's not from what do people call it? I don't know. I'm not using anything in particular. I'm not like super strict or anything like that. I just try things for 5 days. I might not be perfect for that 5 days. And sometimes I get lucky and lose weight. Sometimes I don't. But now that I've learned how to lose the weight consistently, what foods to eat, it just makes it that much easier to get to where I want to go. And then I know what to eat afterwards, which just makes it that much easier to stay where I want to be. Because I could go out and just wreck it, eat fast food type pizza, go out to McDonald's, maybe hit up a Subway, go eat some mall food, have some pretzels and, whatnot, hit the ice cream stand. But yeah, I don't want to be there anymore. I don't want to be in that state of mind anymore, that I was just always wanting that stuff all the time, because that wasn't a happy place for me. I was always searching for something to make me happy. And that's why I was buying so many different types of foods, different types of sugary foods. Just so many pizzas over the years. I was just trying to fill the endless void of hurt feelings and mistakes that I did throughout my life. I was just trying to fill that hole by eating food. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You're not going to find happiness at the end of your fork. I mean, unless you're eating something really, really good and healthy and you figured out that this is okay for you to eat. But yeah, this is why I like the carnivore diet. Is I can just, if I want to eat, and just continue eating. Because like tonight, I already ate dinner. Now I'm eating 2 pounds of shrimp. This is technically binge eating, but I'm not binge eating in a bad way. I'm going to be binge eating in a healthy, natural way that my body wants. If my body didn't want it, I would just be done. I'd be full. Holy moly. It's almost 7:30. You guys have been keeping me busy for a while. So, somebody asked, is this a keto diet? Well, I pretty much do like a carnivore-based diet, meat-based type diet. Keto is always going to be in there, because a carnivore diet is a keto diet. But I don't always do 100% carnivore. I was never big on the label. But unfortunately, the way everything's going, is like you have to say, a lot of carnivore type related stuff. And I've lost a lot of subscribers because they found out I had a banana or an avocado, something vegetable from time to time. And I actually saw like a little bit of an exodus on my subscriber count because they were like, oh, he's not 100% carnivore. And I'm like, oh, I don't care. I'm healthy. I don't worry about that anymore. I just want to be healthy and happy. And I want other people to be healthy and happy. So I basically do like a 90-10 eating principle. And that's totally researchable. I mean, I didn't even know it was a thing. I thought it was like some idea I came up with, but it definitely wasn't. But, you know, it was just one of those epiphanies. Like, okay, like how am I doing? What am I doing? And how can I explain to people what I'm doing? In 90-10 eating principle, which is 90% meats and fats and 10% love of your life, was exactly what I was doing. So that's kind of like the little phrase that I use. But yeah, definitely not 100% anything. Sure, I've gone and eaten sugary stuff. Halloween, I had some sugar stuff. But the difference is now I know what to do afterwards. So if I have a couple bad days, like say I get into some candy bars or some chocolates on a holiday or cookies and cake on a special occasion, I know what to do for the next 3 days to correct anything that I might have offset there a little bit. Let's see. Priscilla's got a whole bunch of great option ideas. She even got a cookbook. She ordered a cookbook for us. She got a cookbook for herself, and she said she's got one for me too. I just haven't gone and picked it up yet. But she was reading through some of the recipes and stuff like that, and some of the lady's story that wrote the book. And I was like, oh, there's some good stuff in there. Like I can learn a lot from that cookbook because there's, you know, a talk of the person's journey that I can relate to as well, with a lot of the aspects in there. Yeah, that butter sauce in the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but yeah, there's a sauce that's in the bottom. And it's so good. Yes, it's so delicious. Yeah, Cajun shrimp, just drowning in butter. That is so yummy. I'm sorry, I forgot I was on camera. Hi. More fat, the better. I'm guessing that's what it is there. It's just so satiating. You know, having all of that spicy butter. You know, it's got all the seasonings all mixed in it. And it's starting to thicken as it cools. So if I put this in the fridge right now, there's so much butter, it would actually just congeal itself. And everything would be a solid puck. My dog's over here wanting some. Yeah, Courtney Luna, that's who has the cookbook. I just subscribed to her channel. I've watched her stuff before. I didn't realize I wasn't subscribed to her channel. But since Priscilla mentioned Courtney Luna, I went and checked her out. And I was like, man, I've watched some of her stuff. She's got some really good stuff. But so I'll be reading through that cookbook, seeing what I can learn from that, see what I can share that's relevant. Carnivore John's way. Yeah, Meathead, I'm just really not into the whole, because people were asking me to change my name. You know, from Big Man Alaska to Carnivore something. And I was like, no way, no way. For one, as soon as I change my name to Carnivore something, that is going to be when something tragic starts happening in the carnivore community. You know, something will twist and turn. People will find out, like, oh, carnivore is the worst thing you could possibly do. That is just my luck. So if I keep just arm's length, I feel safer that way. You know, because there's been so many diets out there that people have talked about, had a lot of success with, and tried, and then bad things happened. Just like all these weight loss pills and drugs. what weight loss pill and drug out there has worked and hasn't killed somebody? But so far as I know, like carnivore diet isn't just out running around killing people. I mean, it kills a lot of animals because we gotta eat. We gotta eat. Mm. Guys, this is so delicious when you get down to this point. Mm. Bottom of the bowl is just so creamy. It's better than when I was first started eating it because like everything is just down here in the bottom, just soaked in this stuff. Kerrygold butter. So I cooked the butter quite a bit. So technically it's like a brown butter bite, just liquefied. 7 days a week. I have a hard time with dairy. I can do butter. But when I start adding in milk and cream, heavy cream, maybe yogurt, what else is there? Cottage cheese, powdered milk, actual milk, like 2%, 1%, whatever milk that you would eat with cereal. Nope, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't provide me any weight loss. I can do some cheese. Now, if I stick with the white cheeses, and I still don't know why this works, but a lot of the white cheeses, I can eat some of that, and then I can still lose some weight. Now, if I eat like cheddar, the colored cheddar, I have a hard time losing weight, if any at all. If anything, I might start gaining weight. Now, a lot of people that are doing the carnivore diet on the internet, and they're into the junk food, one of their favorite things to say, and I'm just putting this out there, one of their favorite things to say is that, oh, I got into the cheese. I was like, no, you didn't. You got into the Snickers bag, man. But and the funny thing is the viewers can tell, but I guess there's a little bit of sympathy for those that get into the Snickers bag and just say it's something else. I just don't feel like lying to people. But if I get into the candy bars, I just say it. It's like, yeah, I got into the candy bars on Halloween. I didn't get, no police came to the door and, banging down everything. It's totally okay. Because that's relatable. At times you're going to make mistakes. At times you're going to get into stuff that you might not want to. And then you usually feel like crap afterwards. I mean, for one, you feel guilty for doing it. Two, you feel like your gut is just a wreck. But once you've been doing the carnivore diet long enough, you realize like, oh, okay, I screwed up. Just get back on the diet, and 3 or 4 more days, I'm going to feel good again. That's kind of where I am. I feel good. Yeah, high fructose corn syrup is definitely more poisonous than regular sugar. I get so mad when I see products that I used to like, or products that I thought I loved, and then I look at the ingredients, and then I see high fructose corn syrup. I feel so ripped off, because it's super cheap. Those people can't even afford to put real sugar in their product. I will consume a product that has honest, real sugar. I'll consume some products that have that. But as soon as I see high fructose corn syrup, that product is dead to me. There is no way I'm going to be consuming that product if it's got high fructose in it. Because that means the people that are marketing the stuff are just greedy. They're selling you crap. They might as well be making their stuff with margarine. I love that one. Milk is for babies. For the most part, yeah. I mean, we can make stuff out of milk. We make cheese. Any ideas to add to black coffee? Brown butter bites sounds like an amazing addition to black coffee. I personally like black coffee. I drink black coffee every single day. But if I had brown butter bites in the morning, I'm pretty sure I would get hooked on those. am I happy with my life and how it turned out? Enjoy your food. I'm very happy with my life and the way it turned out, considering I was like, I should have been dead by now. I mean, in a roundabout way, I was getting told to get my situations in order, you know, so I was saving money, I was putting money back because I didn't think I was going to be alive to be here to do this live stream. That's how sick I was, you know, not even 2 years ago. You know, when you're 435 pounds, you got severe sleep apnea, you're just laying in bed hoping that something's going to happen, you know, just please stop the pain. Everything hurt. There wasn't a part of my body that didn't hurt. I mean, everything all the time. My feet were sore, my knees were sore, laying down hurt, sitting down hurt, going for walks was excruciatingly painful. Eat less, move more can just move over, because I wasn't in that state. And I tried to do the eat less, move more thing. Obviously, eat less is a good idea. But when you're morbidly obese and you're as broken as I was, moving more just created injuries and slowed me down. So I figured out how to lose weight without exercise, you know, with a series of fasting. And it worked. I remember on my last 3 of 2 pounds. And I got a lot of yummy butter in the bottom. I wish I had some more shrimp for that. I seasoned this perfectly. I didn't put too much cayenne pepper in there this time. Just the right amount. I love how cayenne pepper tastes. It's like just the right kind of pepper. All right. Come on, dog. My puppy got a bath at the car wash. So here in Alaska, I don't know about your area, but they have dog washes. You can bring your dog in and clean your dog up. My wife took the dog to get a bath. And she's an old dog, so she had some funky stuff going on. But she looks so much cleaner and healthier now. She looks like she feels better. Used to eat Spam before it was cool. Just a poor kid eating jelly meat. Oh, I still can't do the Spam thing. Now, when I used to like eat those mashibis or whatever they are. But like a little bit of rice, some Spam wrapped in some seaweed. Those weren't bad. Yeah, all my steaks are salt. The only seasoning I like on my steak is salt. Sometimes smoked salt. Well, actually, no. I will use a little cayenne pepper on my steaks at times. It makes them taste really good. I think my wife had a steak today, because I could have sworn I took a bag of steaks out yesterday to thaw out. Still got quite a few steaks. Yay, frozen steaks. I'm gonna put those in the fridge. What happened there? It just disconnected. I don't like it when it does that. All I'm doing is moving around, but then again, after I get up to about 2 hours, things get weird. Do you have a Sam's Club? No, we used to. I would have had a Sam's Club pretty close, but Sam's Club moved out of Alaska. So we only have Costco now. We have Costco, Walmart, and then the regular grocery stores are Fred Meyer's and Car Safeway. I used to love hot dogs. Not so much anymore. I tried doing hot dogs on the carnivore diet. It wasn't working for me. Alaska reindeer sausage is about as close as I can get to a hot dog anymore. But yeah, I did. I went out and bought a pack of hot dogs. I can't remember if it was Ballpark or Oscar Mayer or what it was. It wasn't doing it for me. I tried it and I was like, I felt so sick. My dogs just keep pushing the bowl around. She pushes it up underneath my chair. I can look at Walmart. I rarely go to Walmart anymore because, for one, Walmart meats have made me sick so many times. It's like I used to shop like exclusively Walmart for a long period of time, but a lot of the Walmart meats made me sick. So now that I'm doing the carnivore diet, I'm just so tempted to buy meats. And if I see random meats at a good price and I'm at a Walmart, I'll kind of dodge it. I like, because I remember getting food poisoning many times, from just weird, funky meats at Walmart. And then who sells, like Walmart sells those big tubes of ground beef, and you can't see the meat. That usually makes you raise a red flag. I mean, so you're just assuming that whoever packaged that meat has good judgment. You can't see it. If I can't see the meat, I'm really not wanting to buy it. If it's like a whole piece of meat, like a big giant side of beef, of course you're not going to be able to see all the cuts, because you got to like cut it. That's normal. But when it's pre-packaged and you can't see it, that bothers me. I mean, does that bother anybody else that you can't? Like, would you go out and buy a ribeye steak that you couldn't inspect visually? That makes no sense, even with hamburger. Yeah, I was living on Costco Business Center ground beef when I first started the carnivore diet. I went out to another meat place in Eagle River. I bought like a ridiculous amount, like 50 pounds of ground beef, but it was the wrong percentage of fat. It was a 95% lean. At that time, I didn't have enough, carnivore education. I was just buying meat. So that's what I did. That's a common problem with new carnivores, is they tend to go for the leaner meats, and they're just, they're not in tune with how much fat we actually need. So if I were to do, Costco type ground beef, I'd be looking for either 70-30 ground beef or 80-20. Now, when I was transitioning into the carnivore diet, I had a problem with 70-30. It just had a little too much fat. So as I was transitioning in, I was starting to get my body more accustomed to the fats. So I was buying a lot of 80-20 ground beef, and that was working really well. That made me feel really good. I enjoyed just eating burger patties. And most nights I was eating 4 of them. I was eating 4 large, 3/4 pound burger patties. But like I said, I'm a glutton. I'm a binge eater. So I was eating a lot. But also when I started trying to do the carnivore diet, I was using stuff like barbecue sauce, ketchup, maybe some ranch dressing at times, just not very healthy stuff. And then I found out that like Baby Ray's, which was one of my favorite barbecue sauces of all times for many, many years. We always had a bottle of Baby Ray's in the house. Then I found out all their stuff has got high fructose corn syrup. And then their no sugar Baby Ray's has some weird freaking thing in there that shouldn't even be in a science experiment. So I was like, man, that sucks. I was like, one of my favorite, the spices in it is what I really like about Baby Ray's. And then they screwed up the sweetener because they're too cheap to put sugar in there. Like that was sad to me. A company that's making that much money can't afford sugar. That's what I just ate tonight. Meathead was halal grass-fed beef. I need to go through and look at the specifics of it when I go shopping again. I threw away the label this time, but it was cheaper than the whatever prime cut that Costco offers. It was like $1 or $2 cheaper per pound. And I do have another option. It's another Costco option we're gonna try out here pretty soon, but I gotta make room in my freezer, so it might be a week or two away before I can actually see how this is all gonna work, what it's gonna cost me, if it's any cheaper overall, and if the family likes it. That's the deciding factor. If I can get a really good budget discount at Costco, and then the family likes the cuts of meats that I can put on the table for them, because they're not meatheads. They're not, they don't care if it's a ribeye. They don't care if it's, prime rib or sirloin or whatever. They don't care about none of that. They just like steak. 14 pounds of chuck, 3 pounds of bacon, and 10 pounds of fat trimmings. I can't let anyone process my ground beef anymore. If I had a bigger home, yeah, I'd definitely have a meat grinder. I would definitely have a meat grinder. And I'd start working on making my own burgers the way I want them made. Or even hot dogs for that matter. If you make your own hot dogs, you can make some legit awesome hot dogs. Super healthy. And you don't have to worry about all the crap going into it that's just hidden. Question, John. Do you eat liver? I did for a period of time. Merit, I can't even see that far. I don't know. I need my glasses. I'm sorry. But I know I've talked to you before. I don't eat liver as much anymore. When I was transitioning into the carnivore diet, yes, I did. There was a period of time where I was eating liver, and I felt like because I felt like I was missing something, like there was some nutrition, something in there. But since I'm eating eggs and liver, and I have my vitamins, my and supplements that I take in the morning pretty well lined out, and I've also had my blood work done several times to find out. One of them was to see specifically if I was vitamin deficient anywhere and needed to really focus on anything. And if anything, I've improved my choices since then. So yeah, I'm really good, across the board on my vitamins and nutrition. So I don't eat liver, not anymore. Let's see. The OG meathead. I'm still nub with this meat grinder. Mike's Meats in Wasilla makes moose hot dogs. Yes, they do. They make some really good stuff out there at Mike's Meats, but it's that way. Priscilla, you got to drive to it. Uh, for me, going to Wasilla feels like I'm going to Kenai. I mean, it almost make more sense to go to Kenai because there's stuff to do down there. I miss Kenai. Now, I camped on with my ex-wife. I camped at Priscilla's house down in Kenai. And man, we had one of the best fishing adventures I've ever had in my life. I mean, just amazing time. We had some good times down there. First time I ever got to go dip netting on the Kenai in a boat. That was just incredible. That was one of the most amazing memories I ever had. Yeah, she does. I don't send anybody to go after meat anymore. A lot of mistakes have happened when I send other people after meat that I'm looking for. So I just go buy it myself now. That's one of the things that I love about the carnivore diet is it gets rid of a lot of the social anxiety I had about going to the grocery store or going to places like Costco when it's absurdly busy. I mean, the last time I went Costco shopping, there were so many people there. The parking lot was just stacked, and I didn't care anymore. I mean, it used to drive me nuts. For one, I was morbidly obese. Waddling around a store with a cart with a bunch of unhealthy things in there. Like what honey buns or whatever, just a bunch of crap food. And now I'm somewhat healthy, walking around with like a big chunk of ribeye beef in my cart. I might have some uh, chomps beef sticks or some eggs in there. And people look at me all the time. You're like, that's strange. Like you don't have any of the typical foods you would see in most Costco shopping carts. And it's true. I don't. But I can also identify other people that are doing diets similar to me. And this was something I was told early on. When I started doing the carnivore diet, started doing a keto type diet, is eventually you can start and people will recognize you too. They'll be like, yeah, you can tell just by looking at the skin. There's no more adult acne going on. And before I started the carnivore diet, I had a lot of adult acne, and that's gone now. I had pimples on my chest. I had pimples all over my back. It's all gone. I mean, it just totally goes away, which is beautiful. My wife does hunt a lot. Primarily, what she hunts for is birds. She wants to get more into hunting. The only unfortunate part about hunting is that it costs money. And so I might make a little money on YouTube, but all of that money basically goes either back into her YouTube channel or which just basically funds her hunting trips, hunting and fishing trips. Now, when she's into the fish real heavy, that really does supply us with a lot of healthy meat. So you can get a lot of salmon in here. This year, fishing season closed early. So that really put the kibosh on us for what we were going to get. And I was pretty upset about that because I think we're just about out of salmon. If not, we're going to be out of salmon soon. Now, normally we can have enough salmon to last us just about until springtime. And by that time, we're kind of tired of it anyways. So, but since I've been doing the carnivore diet, I haven't been craving salmon like I used to. Like every time we had salmon before that, I was wanting it. And now I just don't really want it as much as I used to anymore. but I got a lot of my omega-3s covered with my fish oil supplements and the sardines. I just don't get that salmon craving as much. Show me how with my LEM number 8 dual grind. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, making sausage with that. Yeah, Priscilla makes everything. I mean, she's always been a cook. She likes to cook stuff. She likes cooking for family. She just started the carnivore diet just a couple weeks ago, and she's been sharing some just amazing epiphany she's finding out naturally on her own as she's going out through the diet. And it's just so much fun hearing her stories because I enjoy people's success. I enjoy it a lot from a stranger, but it's just so cool to see somebody that I know, and and then I can get to watch that person transform. Like she got to watch me transform while we were on jobs. Like one day I was just showed up and just like, whoa, you look different. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna look more different here in another year, but because I'm just gonna keep going with it. And yeah, sure enough, I do. I look totally different. My head, my face, everything about me. I thought my tattoo was gonna get funky, because I was really, really big. I thought my tattoo was going to start looking weird. I just started scratching right here because I've been leaning on it. But yeah, all right, guys, I'm going to have to get off here. It's almost past my bedtime. It's close to 8 o'clock here in Alaska. I'm going to get off here, maybe clean up a little bit, take a shower, lay down, snuggle up with my cats that didn't go crazy after catnip. What is that? I thought for sure they were just going to start knocking stuff over, but nope, not tonight. It's all right. All right, guys. God bless. If you're looking to lose a little bit of weight, little to no exercise, interested in the carnivore diet, how I'm doing the carnivore diet, some basic questions I know how to answer. I am an expert at nothing except for driving a truck. I mean, my primary job in life is driving a truck. I get on YouTube and I talk about things like what I've been doing, how I've been doing it, things I've been eating, problems I might have been having. Sometimes I might have to ask the community a question about stuff that I'm having issues with at times, and that's where everybody comes in handy in this entire community. The weight loss community is a beautiful place to get started on a weight loss journey because people just sincerely want to help you. And yeah, you're going to get the trolls that come in there once in a while and try to blast you with, yeah, you're still fat. Well, guess what? I started making videos when I was still fat. I had to get over it, because they hurt my feelings. They did. But when you're first starting a weight loss journey, everything hurts your feelings because you're sensitive, your hormones are out of whack. And until you start getting your hormones back in line, your testosterone up, and all that, it does get better. And then all of a sudden you're just like, okay, yeah, I'm still fat and I'm still making videos, but guess what? I'm not near as fat as when I first started making videos. So tell me what I'm doing wrong. That's where we're at, guys. All right, God bless. I'm going to fumble through these buttons, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I do random live streams from time to time, usually when the house is cleared out, just when I can concentrate and spend more time talking back and forth to people. But okay, hey, good night, and we'll talk later.